Welcome to our latest Star Sports Greyhound Derby Zoom room as we head into the quarterfinals of the greatest competition in the world. And I'm really pleased to say I'm joined by two camps who I think have the best chance of winning this year's Derby. Patrick Janssens, yet to win it, but of course champion trainer, and reigning champion Emma Buckley joins us from the Buckley Kennel, and they certainly have two great chances left in the Derby as well. Thanks for joining us. Of course, Lofty here as well, my TV husband. And actually, I'm going to start by telling you guys, Patrick and Emma, that I put Lofty on the spot a little bit today. I've asked him for prices for both of you two to win it. So what I want to know from you, first of all, we'll start with you, Emma. What price would you want to win the Derby on yourself?
Oh, you're putting me on the spot there.
I am.
I'm not sure. Look, I think winning a Derby takes a lot of luck, let alone winning it back-to-back years on different tracks. So I'll leave the prices to Lofty.
He's on the fence. What about you, Patrick? What price would you want?
I don't really know. You know, he sort of my shortest price one is 14 to 1. So, but I don't really know. Probably about around a 10 to 1 chance.
Oh, Lofty! I'll take 10 to 1 on Patrick winning.
So will I. Yeah.
Go on. What prices have you got, Lofty?
Well, so it's 9 to 4. The Buckley campaign 7 to 2. Patrick, which is about right. He's got 4 runners. Don't forget, obviously, as you say. I mean, 12 to 1. We got full canoe is the shortest one, but yeah, you know, for the price, just a numerical. It's a numerical battle, and it's the reason why he's only a 7 to 2 chance. And you know, I mean, dog like Aussie Captain, who's definitely snuck under the radar. I think. I mean, he's the one that we're quite concerned about actually. Also, we've well laid into the connection. So, what looks a good result at the start of the Derby, he's not actually a great winner, and yeah, he's certainly stuck under the radar. I think Aussie Captain in the last, certainly in his last few runs, have been quite impressed him, I must admit.
Well, and that's because he's just improved week on week incredibly before our eyes. We'll talk about him in a moment. I'm going to go through the quarterfinals one by one. Happily, this is a happy Zoom because you two have been kept apart. You're not against each other in any races. So I'm going to start with the first quarterfinal, which of course has Dearjet Sydney going in trap 3, the reigning champion. And Emma, he just hasn't put a paw wrong all Derby. He just looks the absolute complete package. I can't find anything to try and fault him with. Can you?
Yeah, look, we've been saying it kind of that he's come back this year a better dog and even more clever dog than we saw in Nottingham. And yeah, look, he's taken to Toaster well enough. We've been happy with him. I mean, the first night he didn't come away that well, but showed his craft and, you know, made the race his own. And, you know, the last 2 nights he's just been coming away running. You know, he's getting that trip, going good early, good middle, and like I said, getting home strong from any box. So yeah, we're happy with him and he's in really, really good form.
Excellent. You and your dad must have been very nervous when he was in trap 1 on Saturday night because nothing seemed to be coming away, but there he went. He just absolutely pinged and showed us what he can do. So now you sort of have no fears wherever he's drawn. Yeah,
look, I think you could put Sydney in any box and, you know, he'd come away. He's just a consistent type trap, but you know, he'll have to keep that up. But yeah, Sydney loves one. I think you could put him in trap 1 on any track and he'd be okay. But look, he needs to keep trapping, hopefully.
Do you and your dad allow yourselves to think about achieving the unthinkable, and not just for you guys winning back-to-back derbies, but what an achievement that would be for the dog as well?
Not really. We try not to get ahead of ourselves. We just try and take it round by round. And, you know, the Derby is a funny thing. So you keep level and look after your dogs and hope that everything. But so we just keep it crossed. But it would be amazing.
Patrick, are you an admirer of Dearjet Sydney?
Yeah, I am. I saw him running first at, I think that was before Pat had him in the future and race they get Tralee, and I thought then he ran very well. He looked a bit of a short runner then, but then suddenly I saw him with Pat Buckley and he improved bundles, and yeah, he's a real good dog, and he's a worthy favourite.
You are going in the second quarterfinal. In fact, you're in 2 quarterfinals with 2 runners in each, which was a little bit unfortunate for you. In the second semi-final, you've got Aussie Captain in 2 and Bocco's Belly in trap 3. We'll start with Aussie Captain because you have always rated this dog. Perhaps he didn't show it in the beginning, but he is coming forward every week, isn't he? Is he still coming forward?
I think he is, yeah. I think he is. He's trapping very well. He's showing good early, very good middle. He's not the strongest coming home probably, but listen, it's all about getting him to the front, and I think he's well drawn there. if he can clear the one dog to the bend, I think he's a massive runner.
And Bocco's Belly is on his outside. Now, he, of course, broke the track record with that stunning run in the second round and then finished third on Saturday night behind Dearjet Sydney. What did you make of him at the weekend?
I thought he done very well. I thought when he come, he absolutely flopped out. And then, he was last at the first bend. But if that was a Bocco's Belly a couple of months ago, he would have checked wide and crashed into dogs, and that would have been crashed out. But now he sort of pushed the 4 dog out of the way. Then he went on the inside of the 3 dog to get the second bend, and off he went, and he was a good third. He was almost second. I think the dog is in great form, and I think he has a good draw on the outside of Aussie Captain. If you want them in together, you want them that way round anyway.
How do you see the race playing out? Obviously, the 4 other runners in there, 3 other runners now, because Form Rebel has been withdrawn. But how do you see the race being run?
I just hope. I hope two can lead, the Aussie Captain dog. That was his only chance, really, I think, in qualifying. He's got to lead the 1 dog up. And if the Belly dog can turn second, I think Aussie Captain could be in trouble, because I think Belly is, at the moment, the quicker dog. But you have to respect every runner from Graham's dog in that unlock. She's running absolutely out of her skin. And I think by, unfortunately, the dog of Richard Yates coming out of the race, I think that will help unlock to put a chase in from the second bend sort of thing. But I think it's all about finishing in them first 3 and then getting to the semi-finals.
But if you had to tip one of yours, it would be Bocco's Belly?
Yeah, it would be. Just on because, he done 29 on 3, and, the way he went the other night, you got to pick him over the other one. But it wouldn't surprise me if the other one finds another 2 lengths, and then suddenly when he leads and he has to come from behind, suddenly it's a different ball game, I like the style of running of Aussie Captain. That's really the dogs you want, out and gone sort of thing, catch me if you can. And he won his second round, he won his third round from the front, and he had every chance from the back to come and pick him up, but they never could.
The first semi-final, you've got 2 in there as well, Patrick. Killara Lion in Trap 2 and Thorn Falcon in Trap 6. Killara Lion, we know he's not running as well as he did when he won all those category ones last year, and indeed this year at Toaster in the Blue Ribbon as well. But it's like they say about the best football teams, even when they're not at their best, they still grind out the result. And that's almost what he's doing. He keeps qualifying and he's still there, even though he isn't at the absolute top of his game, seemingly.
Yeah, there were only two dogs who qualified on Saturday from Track 1. There was the Dearjet Line, and I thought Killara Line was his best race he ran since he come back from the injury. If you look at him when he come up the second bend, he was chasing the in-session home, and he ran at the back. He ran at the back of him between the third and fourth bend, lost a bit of momentum, and then suddenly was on Tom. It was a very strong. But lucky enough, he held on and he qualified. So I think that dog is improving as well. And if you look at his times, he's always around the 29, between 40 and 50 all the time. So, at the end of the day, he does similar times to an Aussie Captain, but I think he's improving as well. I thought Tom Falcon ran very well. The dog of Pat absolutely bombed out. The Knocknable Sid, and then, the 2 moved off slightly, hit the 3, and the 3 hit the 6. But no, the Tom Falcon, though, is the first time he's been beaten, but he's a very, very good dog.
And he still finished the race very well, and the time was there as well, still 29.55, finishing third. So nothing to be disappointed about in his first defeat. But as you said, beaten by Knocknable Sid, who, Emma, looks a different dog. Now, what's happened? Is the dog just settled, or is it all about the middle seeding, or what made the difference?
Being honest, I think it was a mixture of both. He came over. He did a really, really nice trial for us. And then, maybe he just ran a little bit flat those first 2 nights, but his class was just carrying him through, and, he was getting himself into contention qualifying, but we just weren't quite happy with him. But we knew coming into the third round that he was full of himself, and he was coming into really good form, and we were really happy with him going to boxes that night. And, we knew that if he trapped and could show his early, that the real knockabout Sid would show up in Toaster. And, he did. He ran a really good race. It was a very classy field that he beat, and, he ran really well, and it was nice to see him back to his best.
I backed him on Saturday night because I could see something in your dad when I mentioned his name. There was a sparkle in his eye. He I think your mum said as well that he just had turned a corner in the kennels. You obviously saw something in him.
Yeah, I don't know what it was. He was just back to his bouncy self. I think anyone who's with their dogs, you're with them so often, them like the back of your hand, and he just seemed to be really, really well in himself. And, you kind of know when they're in form, and he was just coming at the right time. So, yeah, we were expecting a good run out of him on Saturday, and yeah, he showed up in Toaster, and it was nice to see him take to the track well. And I think the middle seat is suiting him. It's something that Dad thought long and hard about, but I think it was a good decision in the end.
Yeah, and he gets track 4 again in the last quarterfinal. Are you happy with his race? It's a very, very tough one, but he seems to be fairly well drawn.
Yeah, look, it's one of the hottest heats of the night, but you're not going to draw anything soft now at this stage. We're heading into the quarterfinals. Look, I don't think that is too worried. We were having a chat about it coming home, and look, he's got a really nice track draw. Obviously, the class of dog in it is very, very hot, and he's not going to be able to make any mistakes. There's no room for error here. He's going to have to come out running and put in a good run. But yeah, look, we're hopeful. If he could just qualify, we'd be over the moon. You have a good mix of fast starters and strong stayers, so yeah, it's going to be an interesting race.
And Patrick, just going back to that third semi-final, Kilara Line and Thorn Falcon, you'd be hopeful of both qualifying. Thorn Falcon the more likely winner, would you say?
I think he's got a very tricky draw. There's a lot of early pace on his inside with the Bubbly Magnum dog and the All About Ted dog, and who's in trap 3. That's the dog.
Mingler's Popeye.
That's it, and he's showing a lot of early to the bend. So he was in his race on Saturday as well. So he has to be on his toes at the start, because otherwise he'd be in big trouble. Because there might the dog be moving off or something and hit him. So that's what happened on Saturday. But if he gets a clean run, that's what you want, really. If he gets a clean run and he breaks well, his class should bring him through in that race.
All your dogs well, Patrick? I know you have Ron Mills come to your kennel. Any niggles, anything to worry about?
No, there's nothing to worry about. They all fit well. They're ready to go.
And same with you, Emma, for Knocknable Sid and DJ Sydney. Are they completely sound?
Yeah, both came off really well. They were checked over first thing on Sunday morning, and yeah, we've nothing to report. They're both really well, and yeah, bouncing. So happy.
Excellent. Lofty, I'm fairly sure in these two we're looking at one of the Derby winners. Would you agree?
Probably, yeah, probably. There was certainly, as I think Emma said, a dad quite fancy Knocknable Sid. I think the application of cash certainly up to knock for it as well. Shall we say on Saturday evening? He was a different dog, certainly out of trap 4 as well. But no, that was that wasn't the Knocknable Sid we saw in the first 2 rounds. He'd certainly got to toast, and I think definitely trap 4 was a big plus for him as well. But look, that's a tough heat he's in. There's a lot of early pace in that heat, as Emma says on Saturday. It's definitely the quarter final of the round in my eyes. You've got the 2 unbeaten dogs there in Sign It Ace and Adele's Duke. Maybe Sign It Ace trap 1's not ideal for him, but as we saw, they did win out. DJ Sydney won out a trap 1 in the last race on Saturday evening. So maybe the inside bias maybe levels out a little bit come the last race for that. And then you've got 2 dogs who'll be absolutely lashing home in The Machine, who I thought was desperately unlucky actually on Saturday. He got stopped in his run a couple of times, and although he's only like a 1 from 20 strike rate, you still can't write him off. And Beach Avenue, we know how strong he is, he'll be flying home as well. So they've got to be on their toes there. There'll be some, we'll be looking in their wing bearers coming home with 2 dogs, and that they'll be finishing strongly. Of Pat's dogs, I thought Thorn Falcon ran an absolute blinder on Saturday evening. He got, for the first time, he had to really battle. He got a right old bump at the first bend, and when he won his first round, he was chasing a couple of non-stayers. He was chasing some stronger dogs there, and had dogs behind him as well on Saturday. And I thought he really battled on well. I was impressed with him by the eye. It was the first time I thought the dog, could definitely win a Greyhound Derby. Before that, I thought he might have lacked a yard of early speed, but maybe still does lack that early yard of pace. But he can definitely win a Derby in my eyes now, Thorn Falcon.
Yeah, really good contenders between the two of you. What else has really impressed you outside of your team? And you don't have to pick one of each other's, but what else do you really like at Toaster in the Derby, Emma?
For me, it would have to be Thorn Falcon. I've loved the dog ever since I saw him in the Unraced, and since he's came to Patrick, he's just really come into himself. And I've seen him at the track myself, and he's such a lovely dog. I know they call him Big Bill in the kennel, and he's gorgeous. So yeah, I really like him, and he's just got pace everywhere. He really does, and he likes the track. So yeah, brilliant dog. I wouldn't mind having him.
It is stunning to look at in person, I have to say. What about for you, Patrick, outside of your kennel?
Yes, Pat's two dogs, they were last year at Nottingham, in my opinion, sort of the class from the derby. Nottingham Sid got knocked out that night when the heavy rain was, and that didn't suit him. He was the strongest then, in my opinion. But that dear Jet Sydney, what he done on Saturday was very impressive. And if he does that 3 more times, he'll be definitely in the first 3.
Yeah, absolutely. We heard from Emma about, thinking about winning back-to-back derbies is an unbelievable achievement. But Patrick, for you've got 4 runners in the last 23 now, which is amazing in itself. What an achievement by you. But, this is the one that you've never had much luck in the derby, I don't think. And, it seems wrong that you haven't won it almost. You need to add this one to your CV, don't you?
No, the thing is, Julie, when I had first dogs, they weren't really the class. The only one I had was really good was Buckley's Domi, but he never took to Nottingham. He never won a race there. He never run really like he did at Hove or at Monmore or at Central Park. And then I had another dog who was good enough, I always thought, was Sea Glass Phantom. But he just didn't have the mentality, when he get dogs around him, he didn't really want to know. If he led, he was great. If he was behind, he was no good. So, but these dogs, all these 4 dogs, even Aussie Captain, if he don't lead, he's a battler. In the first round, when he was in with Ballymac Ariel, and I can't remember, that was Pat's dog, Glengar Bill, he battled on to finish 3rd. And, Collier Lion, he's a battler. Buckley's Doomy missed his break. He's still finishing the first 3. Torn Falcon. They are really, really good greyhounds, and they're all sort of from the front. Buckley's Belly done the track record, then a Torn Falcon is 29.20, and the others are 29.40. But they can find another 2 lengths, so they're definitely good enough to win it. But you just need a bit of luck.
And so, how exciting is it for you to be at this stage with 4 contenders still? Yeah,
we're all down to the ground, really. We just want to go through Saturday, and we do our best, and what will be will be. You can't get too carried away, because we're definitely not nervous or nothing. We do the same things, and the dogs are running well. We don't have to change nothing, so we just keep going, and what will be, and just enjoy the ride.
Well, we're all enjoying it with you, and certainly all your dogs of you two, are a pleasure to see on the track, and we've enjoyed so much already, and hopefully we'll continue to. Wish you all the best for Saturday night. Good luck. And I'm sure you'll both be in the semi-finals, but hopefully with 6 between you, half the field between the 2 of you would be unbelievable. But 2 of my favourite trainers, and well done for getting this far, and good luck for the rest of the competition. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.